Nine pesticide-filled teas you should never buy and the kind you should. Did you know that the earliest record of people drinking tea was in 3rd century China? Well, yes, and it took almost 1,400 years for it to become a staple part of British culture, before being brought over the Atlantic to North America. And you'll be amazed when we tell you that now over 80% of households across the continent drink tea at least once a week. We all know that the popularity of tea continues to increase year on year, which means that the health benefits of the beverage are continuously placed at the forefront of many companies' marketing materials. So it doesn't matter if the tea is green, brown, or red, the virtues of tea drinking have perpetuated the continued surge in tea sales. But you should be very careful because a recent study, conducted by the Canadian news service CBC, has found that of the 10 most popular brands of tea in North America, 9 of them contain toxic pesticides. The presence of these pesticides undermines the health benefits of tea, as many of the toxins present are well-known carcinogens, and the numbers found in some of the brands were far higher than the scientifically backed allowable limits. Pesticides in tea. Here's what you need to know. Well, the investigation by CBC Marketplace was undertaken in 2014 and found that through either direct treatment or field runoff, 9 of the 10 most popular teas in Canada were contaminated with pesticides. The 9 teas were Twinings, Earl Grey; Tetley, green tea; Lipton, yellow label black tea; Signal, orange pekoe; Uncle Lee's Legends of China, jasmine green tea; King Cole, orange pekoe; No Name, black tea; Uncle Lee's Legends of China, green tea; Lipton, pure green tea. Note, the experts say that although all 9 of these brands were found to have pesticides present, some had a comparatively low level which is unlikely to cause any noticeable health damage. 6 of the 9 were below the allowable limits, but 3 of them possessed a dangerously high number of pesticides. The worst 3. 1. Twinings Earl Grey. This type of tea is one of the classier teas on the list, and you'll be shocked when we tell you that this tea also has the 3rd highest pesticide content with 10 different toxic chemical compounds. The researchers said that the pesticide that was identified most frequently in Twinings Earl Grey was acetamiprid, which has been proven to cause severe nausea, muscle weakness, hypothermia, convulsions and vomiting in people. 2. Tetley green tea. First, you should know that the researchers found that this type of tea has been shown to have elevated levels of both acetamiprid and chlorphenapyr, the latter of which has been shown to be fatal to people even in small doses. And unfortunately, cases of chlorphenapyr poisoning indicate that the chemical works slowly in the system and can cause fatality up to 2 weeks after initial ingestion. Note, this report showed that Tetley's tea had 18 pesticides in its finished product. 3. Uncle Lee's Legends of China green tea. According to this report, the researchers say that this type of green tea is officially the most toxic tea available in grocery stores. Alongside 10 times the acceptable levels of acetamiprid and chlorphenapyr, this brand also has dangerous levels of bifenthrin. Bifenthrin has been extensively studied and has been shown to increase the likelihood of developing cancer. The winner, Red Rose. And yes, we have a winner. According to this report, of the 10 teas tested for pesticides, Red Rose was the only one to have absolutely 0. Their orange pekoe tea is proof that it is possible to make a delicious, healthy hot beverage without damaging the health of their customers or the environment. Alongside Red Rose's lack of pesticide use, they are Rainforest Alliance certified, meaning they farm sustainably without unnecessary natural damage or destruction. As a company, they are committed to improving the working conditions for their employees and adhering to fair trade legislation. All of this makes them the healthy and ethical tea of choice. What about natural tea brands? Here's what you need to know. Well, just because one brand claims to be natural, it doesn't mean we shouldn't look closely at what they're really offering. Ultimately, it's always up to us as the consumers to make wise decisions about what we're putting in our bodies. And you should also know that some popular natural brands such as Yogi, Trader Joe's and Tazo have come under public scrutiny for use of pesticides, adding in natural flavors and even using GMO ingredients. While the internet community made the issue widespread aside from this report on Tibina, there weren't many high-level reports available to the public to back every claim. Nevertheless, it did make a difference. Well, the good thing is that Yogi seems to have made a number of changes in the past 2 years in response to their consumers' outrage, including removing any known traces of pesticides. But the bad thing is that the natural flavors are still listed as an ingredient to date, leaving room for unaccountability. Overall, we're happy to see that some companies are listening to the public and making the right changes one step at a time. If you're left wondering what to buy, 2 organic tea brands that have an excellent reputation are Traditional Medicinals and Nimai. So what's the bottom line? Well, for the benefit of your health and the conservation of natural ecosystems, avoid brands that indulge in pesticide use. If enough of us take a stand against pesticides, companies will be forced into changing their production habits. A small individual change in the right direction